Hello, my name is Pollard, and I'm a product manager for the V&V products at MathWorks. When you are verifying that your design meets requirements, there are many artifacts that you need to manage to perform your requirements-based testing. Here is a cruise control project that includes requirements, design, tests, and test results. It consists of multiple models. In the project, a custom label is used to identify the software composition and software component models. If we open up the controller, then we get an overview of the architecture. I'm going to focus on the driver switch request model component. Traceability links are established between the design, the requirements, and the tests. Test cases should cover all requirements, and each test case should trace to a requirement. Now that's a lot to manage. The question is, how do you effectively track status, quality, and completeness of your unit testing across all these artifacts for every component in your project? The new model testing dashboard helps you by providing a central place that aggregates your data and tells you where you are in your process. The dashboard consists of two main areas of content. On the right side, there's a dashboard with simple visualizations based on industry standards like ISO 26262 or DO 178 to assess the completeness and quality of your testing. On the left is an artifact pane, which organizes the requirements, models, tests, and test results by the component that they are related to, based on their traceability. A project may include many models, and I want to focus the analysis on the models that require unit testing. In 21A, I can configure the dashboard to analyze only the models that are labeled software components in the project. This removes the top model from the analysis, but you can imagine on a large project that many more models could be filtered out. Diving into the driver switch request component, based on its traceability, it shows individual requirements, models, data dictionaries, test cases, and the test results that are related to the unit, independent of what files they are stored in. For example, this unit implemented requirements from two different requirement files. To understand how an artifact traces to a component, you can create a trace graph. This tells me that this high-level requirement is linked to low-level requirements, which in turn is implemented by the model. The test cases that are testing this component are listed here. Every item is navigable, and I can open up the test file right from here. It's also very important to understand where there are artifacts missing traceability. The untraced folder shows you any artifacts missing traceability in the project that will require further review. On the right side are dashboard widgets that are based on checklists that you would typically use to meet certification standards for requirement-based unit testing. This widget tells us whether the test cases cover all requirements. To see more details, a tooltip appears by hovering. The histograms show a summary of the traceability to quickly assess testing coverage. This one shows how many tests that there are per requirement. The leftmost bins show requirements that may have insufficient test cases, and the right shows requirements with a large number of tests, which may indicate that they are too general and may need to be broken down. You can use this to quickly see that many requirements are without tests. You can see the coverage of test cases to requirements with this widget. We can quickly determine whether each test case is linked to a requirement. One test case is unlinked, and the histogram shows us that there are two tests that are testing multiple requirements. Now let's address the missing link. You can dive down into any of the widgets to see the details of the artifacts that make up the metrics. You can open up any of the items directly to take action to resolve issues. The Set button test is missing a requirement, and we can view it in the Test Manager. If we review the requirements missing links, then we can see that the Set switch is missing a test. We can go to Simulink Requirements and add the link and then save the links. The dashboard detects the update, and we collect metrics to see the fresh results. On the right, there are metrics breaking down the test types and tags to gain further insight in the types of testing performed. At the bottom is a widget showing the overall pass-fail status of tests linked to requirements. Based on the test results that we last exported, we can see that 75% of our tests are passing. There is one failed test and one disabled test. And on the right, we can see the aggregated coverage from all our test case runs. We immediately see that both condition and decision coverage are not at 100%, and that there's also some coverage that has been justified. So one of our test cases is disabled. Enabling it may increase coverage. We can easily navigate to the Simulink Test Manager for that test, enable the test, and run it. Back on the dashboard, we can see the artifact tracking capability in action right away. It shows the metrics are stale, and the dashboard also catches that I didn't save the test file. I'll do that. Opening up the artifact pane for the driver switch request component, we can see the new results immediately under the test results folder for the run of the test that we just enabled. Our test results are updated with the aggregated coverage results from all the test runs, and our coverage is improved. So now that was a quick overview of the dashboard. In summary, the dashboard is a great place to get an overview of the completeness of your requirements-based testing activities. The dashboard widgets are based on checklists that you would use to track testing activities for certification. You can quickly see gaps and quickly navigate to artifacts and tools for further investigation or to address issues. The dashboard not only tracks your work on the desktop, it can also work in an automated environment like a continuous integration job. In 21A, there is a new example shows you how to use the APIs to invoke the metric data collection and access the results. You can try this for yourself using this shipping example. Thank you.